Most option traders lose money not because their strategy is bad, but because they're missing out on this one critical rule. It doesn't matter if you're trading pre-market high and pre-market low, support and resistance, supply and demand. If you're not trading with this rule, you're setting yourself up for failure. After 6 years of trading options, understanding this one rule and applying it into my trading is a difference. It took me from a losing trader to now making over 6 figures every single month. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the one rule that completely changed my trading. Now, it's important to mention that I've been trading for 6 years. I started trading when I was 12 years old, and it took me 2.5 years of losing money to finally become consistent. Trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but in this video, I'll be showing you the one rule that's helped me become a consistent trader. And the best part is I only trade for 90 minutes every single day. I get to my desk around 9 a.m. I trade until about 10:30 to 11, and then I'm done. This retest rule helps me find high probability entries with better risk-reward ratios. There's no more guessing. With this rule, you can have a mechanical and repeatable process. So what is the retest rule? Well, to understand this, first you need to understand why I use this rule and what most traders are doing wrong. Before I do that, just a quick disclaimer that trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Trading is extremely hard, trading is risky, and it involves high risk. None of this is financial advice. It's strictly just my opinion and educational advice. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Most traders, they see the pre-market high break, as you can see right here. Then they enter because they're trying to trade a breakout, but they're not entering in a retest. So what happens is when a small pullback down, they stop out. And then what ends up happening is the stock just goes without them. Same thing with the downside. Most traders, they see a pre-market low breakdown. They see a 5-minute close. They think, oh, this thing's about to dip. So they enter puts right here. Next thing you know, price starts to go back up a little bit, consolidate, and they have to stop out because they're in a huge drawdown because they traded the break. They traded it without the retest, without the confirmation. They entered the worst price with the worst risk reward. Then they were forced to get out when in reality, the trade was going to work. They just had a bad entry because they weren't following the retest rule. And that's exactly what used to happen to me. I would sit there and I would chase trades all day long. I would take trades in the break of the pre-market high and the break of the pre-market low. I wouldn't wait for the retest. I'd be looking for these huge breakouts. But in reality, I was just screwing myself over because I would just stop out early. Then my trades would always work out. Then I would ask myself, why is my timing so bad? I feel like I know what's going to happen with these trades. I know what's going to happen with the market, but I just can't figure out when to enter, when to have my stop loss, and how to have proper risk reward ratio without just getting out of every trade too early. And that's when I started figuring out what the retest was, implementing it into my trading, which changed everything for me. So here's, you can see here, there's 3 different scenarios in my chart. Right here, we have a break above pre-market high. You do not want to enter calls on the break or up here. No, this is the last thing that you want to do. Here, as you can see, we get a 5-minute close above the pre-market high. Then we come down and tap it with a nice wick. This wick indicates buyers, and this close at the top of the candle indicates that we have a nice close. So these are the types of candles that we want to be focusing on, the candles like this. Then, as you can see, we have an ugly gravestone doji candle. You'd never want to enter a retest after a doji candle because this candle right here indicates that there is a reversal incoming. Same thing if it's like this. So say we have chart, you have nice candle, then you have something like this. I don't like this. This is not an A+ trade for me because this gravestone doji candle I hate. I don't like that. So I like to stay away from the gravestone dojis and I like to focus on clean setups. It's the same exact thing for the downside. So this is for bullish retests, right? Now for bearish retest, you want to look for something like this. This is what you like. You want to see a candle like this off the retest, or like this. What you really don't want to see is like a huge green candle. So like, for example, or like that. These are no-nos, but these are yeses because you see sellers coming at the retest spot. For example, here, you would have got stopped out if you just took the break, but if you then took the retest on the tap of the pre-market low, and as you can see, we had that kind of ugly wick, but then this next one was really ugly. You look to enter in the tap, and even though like if the retest candle isn't that well, what you really want to focus on is the candles before the retest candles. So you want to make sure you don't have that reversal to the upside or the reversal to the downside. So before your retest, you just don't want to make sure there's no candle like this for puts or no candle like this for calls. So instead of chasing, you would wait for it to come back up and test the level. As you can see, that's exactly what it did. It comes back up, retest the level. This is where you enter puts. Your stop loss would be above if it gets above this level, which it didn't, and then your target's low a day, and then you hold as long as it holds under the EMA. As you can see, we had an absolute dump from that. Same thing here. You could either chase it when it breaks above the pre-market high, or if you wait for it to retest, you see we have these really nice looking wicks too. Really good sign. It consolidates, it retests. We have these wicks. You enter on the retest. You hold as it did not go under with a 5-minute close. And then, as you can see, we have a beautiful rip. Couple dollars. This move you'll get absolutely paid for. So instead of trading the breaks, you want to wait for the retest. And what the retest is going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to have a better risk to reward because you're waiting for confirmation. Also, you're not entering on a green candle. So when you're entering calls, you want to enter in a retest candle because what happens is on green candles, IV gets pumped into the contract, which makes the price worse. So when you enter in red candles or like on retest candles on these calls, what happens is you get the best fill because there's no really, like, you're not getting that much IV into your trade. You're not entering on a premium pump. You're entering when it's going down, so you're gonna have a better entry in your contract. So by entering the retest, not only are you having a better risk reward, you have less risk, you're getting a better entry price. So it's a no-brainer. So here's step by step what I do every single morning. I find a stock that I want to trade based off my relative strength, relative weakness. I have a video on that you can look up. It's called How to Find Stocks to Trade. Then every morning I mark the pre-market high and the pre-market low. This stock I was looking for upside, so really I'm focusing on the pre-market high. Then I wait for the break. So right here we get a break above pre-market high and we get a close above pre-market high. Once we get this close above the pre-market high, I'm looking for us to retest. So we get to go above. I want us to come back down, then go back up, which, as we can see, is exactly what happened. Right here, we came down, we retested the pre-market high, and we retested the VWAP. The VWAP is this yellow line in my chart. When you have a VWAP retest and a pre-market high retest, that's a gold. That's my favorite type of setups. So we have a pre-market high retest and a VWAP retest. This is our entry. We're not waiting for the candle to close on the entry. We're waiting for the candle to close before the entry. So once the candle closed above here, that's our confirmation that we need a retest. Once we got the retest, this is where we enter right on the tap of the pre-market high. Then as it goes up, you trim, and then at new high days or biggest sells, so like here, etc. This candle is a bad candle because, didn't I tell you guys, this candle indicates a reversal. So when I see a candle like that, I'll either get out or I'll be ready to get out very fastly. But as you can see, it broke under the EMA. This is when you exit the rest of your position. And this trade right here is a beautiful trade with options. So we'll go over another example. Right here, pre-market high, close above the pre-market high. We have like 3 retests right here, flagging above. This is your entry. Then as it rips, you take trims. Then there's no reason to sell until it gets under the EMA right here. This trade will absolutely pay you, and this is how you trade the retest. Instead of trading the breaks, you wait for the retest, you wait for it to tap. It's going to give you a better entry, and you're going to wait for confirmation, because a lot of times what happens is, like, instead of it breaking above pre-market high, you'll get a huge wick. So this also makes you wait for the 5-minute close above pre-market high, which helps you avoid getting faked out or wicked out. This one right here isn't the best retest though, because like this kind of candle's wicky, but it's okay. It's still a valid retest, and this next candle confirmed it. Now, this is an example of a trade with no retest. You might say, PB, what do you do with a trade for no retest? And unless I was looking for a reclaim above pre-market high, if we get no retest, just no trade it. So again, patience is really important with my strategy. No retest, no trade. It's okay. We missed it, and that's it. We were looking for a retest, didn't get a retest, no worries. We don't chase, we wait for the retest, and we do the same exact thing every single day. Now here is an example of a retest that I wouldn't take. Why though? Because look at this candle. I told you guys I hate these candles, right? Look at how these candles have huge wicks at the top. That's just an indication that a reversal is coming, which is exactly what happened, as you could see. I don't make this up, guys. Like, look, I told you guys you want to avoid candles like that. And that's why, because it reverses. Now, this is an example of when a stock has multiple retests. So we look at Coinbase, for example. you get a retest, another retest, another retest, and it just holds it and rips. Again, this random pre-market high retest level I'm talking about, it's not random. And waiting for the retest allows you to get the best entry, because imagine somebody thinks, oh, it's ripping, let me enter calls here, then you get crushed. Instead, if you wait for the retest to the level that we talk about, you'll get paid, and there are so many different opportunities to do it. So many. I personally like to do the first or second one, because like the third one at that point could be like chop in a sense. But again, like it's still valid, and as long as there's no like really ugly candles, you can still trade these multiple retests. Now let me show you some really good live examples. So Tesla, right here we had a pre-market low, then we get a 5-minute close under pre-market low. So what are we looking for? The retest. Most traders will enter down here, then it'll go up, they'll get scared and get out. Us, we enter on the retest, then we hold as long as it holds the EMA. We wouldn't have gotten out till about right here, we would have taken trims on the way down. But again, look how A plus this retest is. It does not get better than that. Beautiful retest right there. It's an A plus pre-market low retest. Doesn't get better than this. It really doesn't. Check this out in MU. We have a pre-market high. We get a 5-minute close above the pre-market high. We come down and retest it. Beautiful retest, just a consolidation. After we retest it, this is literally the perfect entry. It doesn't get better than this. Some people would have taken this break right here, then they would have gone stopped out and the wick out, but we don't get wicked out because we wait for the close. On this retest, if we're taking calls, then we have a huge rip. You hold as long as it holds the EMA, and it doesn't get cleaner than that. Another example on Google, pre-market high, 5-minute close above pre-market high. We get a retest of pre-market high, huge rip, retest VWAP, huge rip. Again, like this is the strategy, this is the system, wait for the retest, and it works. Then here's another example though on AMD where there was no retest. I was watching this trade very, very closely. We got no retest, but it's okay. No retest, no trade. Recap, you always want to wait for the retest when entering trades. You want to wait for the 5-minute close above pre-market high or under pre-market low. Then you want to wait for a retest with a nice looking candle before it so that you know you're not entering into a reversal. And then when you have VWAP and the pre-market high or pre-market low lined up, that's an A plus retest. The retest is going to help you improve your entries. It's going to help you have better risk reward. It's going to help you take higher quality setups. So every single morning you want to mark your pre-market high and pre-market low, wait for the 5-minute close above or under, enter on the retest. Your stop loss, if it gets above the retest level, closes the 5-minute candle above it. Your trims are going to be new low of day, then ride it as long as it holds under the 8 or 9 EMA. Most traders fail because they chase trades. They get wicked out. They try and trade these breakouts or breakdowns, and the whole time like, oh, it's about to break out, let me enter, boom, huge wick in your face. By waiting for the retest, you're having patience, you're having quality setups, and you're waiting with conviction on your trades. This is like the confirmation for trades. Instead of you just trading your breakout and getting wicked out, by waiting for the close and retest, it will change your trading because it's implementing a form of a mechanical repeatable system, mechanical repeatable process that's allowing you to have more patience, more confirmation, and more conviction into your trades. So again, guys, patience wins in this game. If there's no retest, there's no trade. Always wait for the retest. And I truly hope you enjoyed this video. My goal is to help inspire, motivate, bring as many people as I could towards God and show you guys that it's possible through trading. If I could do it at 18 years old, then you could do it too. Click the link in my bio, follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. I post a weekly video every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Peace.